I guess my life is like most young people, right? You play sports when you're younger, right? Your parents want to get you involved. It wasn't until 7th grade that I actually started playing the sport of football. So I learned the game of football before. In high school is where I really kind of set in at, maybe I have an opportunity at this thing. You know what I mean? As I started playing better and better, and I guess my play on the field would match what was being said. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the perception versus reality type deal. And so it wasn't until my perception of myself and how well I was playing, I was like, you know what, damn, I'm really good. And then it went, so then I started to dominate the games in high school. I would say, KG, I think what happened was my mentality shifted, and it was like all my decisions started to align with what I needed to do in order to become not only a Division I football player, but ultimately an NFL football player.
Yeah. In
the grand scheme of things, even though it was so far away. I was only in high school, but all my decisions, I was just like, firing on all cylinders.
You've experienced something that most people, can only dream of. Your first year in the NFL. With the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've always just wondered, like, the mentality behind and the atmosphere when people are pursuing this prestigious achievement of winning a Super Bowl. Like, what was it like on a day-to-day basis on a training ground, whether you locker rooms and stuff like that?
So to go into depth, man, to be honest, I had never experienced anything like what I experienced my rookie year in Pittsburgh with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That defense, just the team, just the energy. Coming from the University of Washington, my senior year, we weren't that successful. I remember we lost the last couple of games, and I was just like, all right, that's it. Getting to Pittsburgh, Coach Tomlin, he revitalized me instantly. It was like a family, from the owners, Mr. Rooney, all the way down to the maintenance man, the fabric. That's who they are.
Did the coach say something different when you guys went into halftime, knowing that there was 2 quarters left, to try and instill a lot of less nerves, less pressure? Do you remember any of the words the coach said at that point in time? Very curious, and also transitioning and finding out about this new chapter in your life, from NFL player to NFL or football agent as well. Can you walk us through that transition? What made you decide that?
KJ, I think everybody wants to still be connected. I wanted to still be connected to the game. It was such a big part of my life. It still is a big part of my life. My son played football. Constantly try to mentor and advocate for youth sports. And so this was my way of directly having an impact back on the game.
The code to winning, insights you need today to seize the world tomorrow. If you are curious and interested in learning a bit more about what happens behind the scenes of sports, I have the man in the studio today, NFL champion, literally Super Bowl champion as well. Played for both the Pittsburgh Steelers and that team from Seattle. I'm joking, the Seahawks. All right. So yes, the modern day Spencer Strasmore, if you've ever watched Ballers. So literally NFL player turned into football agent. So the man, the myth, the very legend himself, we got Roy Lewis in the studio. How you doing, brother?
I feel good, man. Thank you for the intro. I feel great. It makes me feel like I'm on the Ballers show.
Oh, I enjoyed that. I watched it back then. And so that's why when I was on the phone with you yesterday, I'm like, oh my gosh, hang on. NFL player turned into agent. I've seen this thing before. That was a very, very good series. So yes, I want to just touch base about just your experience. I often love people that have played sports at a professional level, because it just takes a literal certain level of mentality, physical attribute. But can you walk us through your journey, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess my life is like most young people, right? You play sports when you're younger, right? Your parents want to get you involved. It wasn't until 7th grade that I actually started playing the sport of football. So I learned the game of football. But prior to football in 7th grade, I was T-ball third when I was 3, youth sports at the park, at St. Andrews Park in LA. Shout out to St. Andrews. That's where the ballers come from. And then, became a black belt. Yeah, became a black belt by the time I was 10 years old. So I learned how to dissect the body. My mom put us in there for discipline, but more so just taught me how to really understand spatial awareness, have discipline. And so in 7th grade, there was a group of young men in my middle school, and they played Pop Warner. And, Pop Warner at that time was kind of cliquey. It was like, hey, man, you played Pop Warner. And so I wanted to play. They said I couldn't, so I told them I had my mom sign me up, and I'd take all your spots. And I literally played to every last one of those people in my Pop Warner. Watched me play professionally.
That's crazy. But the journey between then, before you went to college and stuff, when did you realize, hey, listen, you actually had the talent and you wanted to take it at a different level as well? Was that always the motive and the reason behind it too?
I think, in high school is where I really kind of set in at, maybe I have an opportunity at this thing. You know what I mean? As I started playing better and better, and I guess my play on the field would match what was being said. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the perception versus reality type deal. And so it wasn't until my perception of myself and how well I was playing, I was like, you know what, damn, I'm really good. And then it went, so then I started to dominate the games in high school. You know, me and my teammates, we would just dominate. And it was a football school at Narbonne and Sarah and in SoCal and South Central LA. But that's when I knew I was like, oh yeah, I got a shot at this thing. And not only that, scholarship, right? Division I scholarship. I'm trying to get as high as I can, as fast as I can to the top. And so I started to mimic and watch gentlemen who were already there. I found like old VHS tapes, and I would just watch like players from like Ohio State back in the day, you know, Chris Gamble, Keywan Ratliff from Florida, like all those guys. I would watch the actual VHS tape with the tracking button, watch their stances, and I was like, if I can mimic this, then I got a chance. And so that just kind of took me every step of the way as I got more and more athletic. It became easier and easier, you know what I mean? And then when I got to college, I was like, oh yeah, it's time. It's time. And you know, when you know, you know.
Yeah.
And you have the coaches, you have the mentors, you have, I would say, KG, I think what happened was my mentality shifted, and it was like all my decisions started to align with what I needed to do in order to become not only a Division I football player, but ultimately an NFL football player.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, even though it was so far away, you know, I was only in high school, but all my decisions, I was just like, I'm just firing on all cylinders. All my workouts, how I'm going about things with people I'm meeting, the guys that are recruiting me. So it just worked out. Timing. Sometimes the universe just don't miss.
I love that so much. And whether you believe in a God or not, like I always feel like higher power, the universe, like a higher energy, some things just are always aligned. You're like, listen, this thing had to happen in order for me to actually experience this thing as well. Because I'm very religious and I believe, obviously, like in a God. And I think sometimes when I hear stories like that, when you're like, I just knew, I know what you mean. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we have a calling sometimes as well. And so sometimes, you know, we end up like finding out at a later stage, hey, listen, this is what I'm called to do. This is my purpose and my glory to actually like inspire, uplift, and like add purpose and value to people's lives as well. So I couldn't agree more.
I agree, man. Added value, I think, is probably the biggest deal. You know, everybody can add value. We all can take something and give something to one another on our daily journey. And so I look forward to that. And so when you start to receive that from multiple streams, like we have multiple streams of income, but you can receive multiple streams of positivity and multiple streams of excellence, multiple streams of whatever it is. You absorb that good energy, sky's truly the limit, man.
Love that. Love that. I mean, you've experienced something that most people, you know, can only dream of. Like in, obviously, I think it could have been like your first year in the NFL. You know, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've always just wondered, like the mentality behind and the atmosphere when people are pursuing this prestigious achievement of winning a Super Bowl. Like, what was it like on a day-to-day basis on a training ground, whether you locker rooms and stuff like that?
So to go into depth, man, to be honest, I had never experienced anything like what I experienced my rookie year in Pittsburgh with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That defense, just the team, just the energy. Coming from the University of Washington, my senior year, we weren't that successful. I remember we lost the last couple of games, and I was just like, all right, that's it. Getting to Pittsburgh with Coach Tomlin, he revitalized me instantly. It was like a family, from the owners, Mr. Rooney, all the way down to the maintenance men, the fabric. That's who they are. And he meant every bit of it. Mr. Rooney knows every single individual who's ever worn a Pittsburgh uniform.
Wow.
That's how important you are to the organization. I didn't know that as a young man. I'm just thinking it's just football. No, they brought me into a culture. They brought me into a family. They forged me into a professional. And so they would have us around the likes of all the Hall of Famers, the greats. You know, Mel Blount, Mean Joe Green, Lambert, Ham, J.T. Thomas, Franco Harris. These gentlemen were at our Welcome to Pittsburgh entry party. Just cool little nuances, little touches that organization does that keeps them here. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, right?
Wow.
They created the Rooney Rule. There's a reason why men and women of color get an opportunity to interview for head coaching positions in the NFL. Prior to the Rooney Rule, that was non-existent. So they are truly an advocate for trying to bolster a community. So getting to Pittsburgh, being around that family, they taught me how to be a family man, a professional. It was a Warriors mentality. Everyone looked out for me. I mean, Troy looked out for me. Ike, Ryan Clark that you see daily on ESPN. I mean, these are all like older brothers, you know, that would just took me underneath my wing and showed me this is how you survive in the NFL. You know, this is how you play ball in the NFL. This is what you do in the NFL. Here's the etiquette. Here's the unknowns, the unwrittens in the NFL. And I'm going to teach you at a high level from a winning franchise. So you don't have any bad habits, Roy. You're going to come into the league with a clean slate and learn how to do it the right way. And it was so cool. I was so fortunate. The preparation, the attention to detail, how we went about our business, it was just, it was surreal. It was cool. And I'm sitting there and I'm experiencing this and I'm like, this is happening to me. I'm just a kid from South Central LA, from 60th Street, Figueroa and 60th, you know, from 453 West 60th Street. So it was cool, man. Just being able to share that back with my family as I'm going through it. And then as the season progresses, we keep getting better and better. And we keep winning and winning and winning. And next thing you know, it's in December. And it's in late December. And we're still winning. And you start to hear the talks about playoffs. And here I am. I've never had a playoff. In college, you either play well enough to get into a bowl game and you play it and then you go home, or you don't. You go home. And so now the season extended and they talk about the rookie wall, you know. And so how do you push through the rookie wall? It was because of veterans who taught me how to condition my body, how to take care of my body, how to put the right things in my body, how to treat my body right, you know, mind, body, and sound, total wellness to help you sustain and survive, because this is your first year. You're used to playing, 10, 12 games max? Welcome to the NFL. This is 17. Let's go. 16, 17 right now, whether you're ready for it or not. And so they did a great job of just grooming me, man. Just the whole year was just one big journey. And it makes sense now because in hindsight, Coach Tom would always say, it's never about the destination, kid. It's about the journey.
Wow.
It's about the journey. It's about the journey. And I vividly remember him saying quotes like that to us. I vividly remember him speaking to the team before my third preseason game. I think we were playing against the Buffalo Bills in Toronto. And he said, tonight, there's two types of people in life. Those that feel pressure and those that apply it. Tonight, we're going to figure out which kind of person you are.
Wow.
And that resonated with me. I'm just like, you know, you get the bug going, you know what I mean, KG? This was back in the day in the first, the CBA originally came under, back in 2008, we still had the 4-man wedge. So it was a true kickoff. You can run down the field and, I mean, you can get blasted. That was football back then, you know, and thank God the rules have changed now, right, for safety purposes, to keep health, right, because health is wealth and all the information we're finding out about CTE. But
yeah,
it was a different time when I came in. You know what I mean? If you're a gunner, if you're a wedge buster, you run down there, you got to bust a wedge, make something happen. I need a splash play, Lewis. Get in there, you know what I mean? And so it was just a cool experience, man. So to ride that wave and then to get to the playoffs. And then you watch it happen. Teams start falling off. It's a whole different vibe in the playoffs.
Were you guys a wild card team at that time, or did you get the playoff position?
Yeah, we had the playoff position.
Okay.
We had the playoff position. So we had a bye. Perfect. Great. Then the next week, we play. Oh, yeah.
What number were you like in terms of like ranking?
At that time, I believe we were the top seed because we played the Baltimore Ravens 3 times and we played the AFC Championship in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
We beat them in Pittsburgh. We went back to Pittsburgh, to Baltimore to beat them when Santonio caught the ball on the goal line with his tiptoes facing outward towards the field. We caught that on another tiptoe catch by Santonio for the win. And then we played them again in the AFC Championship, and that's when Ryan Clark had that nice killer hit on Willis McGahee, it was just a great play, man. He read his keys. Ryan is such a cerebral player, and he made the play, and Brett Kiesel picked the ball up and secured the win. And so that's what catapulted us into the Super Bowl. And then after that, it was media week, and that was a whole deal in and of itself, man. Just, the experience. And sometimes I don't give it enough credit. You know what I mean? Being able to talk to gentlemen like you, KG, or, you know, when people ask me about it, I'll bring it back up. But, you know, life moves on and you keep going and you just keep progressing, you keep evolving, you keep elevating. And it's just like, it's good to reminisce and go down that because it shaped so much of me, right? It really has. And so I think about that game. I think about the night before the game. I think about the meeting room. I think about the music that we listened to when we turned off the we turn off the lights and we close our eyes and just start vibing to Phil Collins. You know, and it was just, oh, you hear that? I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Oh,
in
I'm
a
visualizing
silent
it.
room. Just visualize that. You could feel the electricity right now.
Wow.
And I mean, that was the conversation. It's time to go. You know what tomorrow means. We here now. That was Coach Tomlin in a nutshell. That is Coach Tomlin. That's why he is the longest, winningest, you know, as far as having successful season coaches in the NFL.
Unbelievable.
17, 18 years of never having a losing season. That's the philosophy. You just win by attrition. Every day you put the work in. You just chip away. I don't care who's looking. It don't matter who's looking. We just chipping. It's the steal away. We're just going to keep chipping.
But the reason why I like what you're saying is that football is one of those unique sports that every single person has to play their role. Of course, you do get so it's everyone, because you see in soccer you have 11 people on and off, but like football you have your offensive that will come in, and you have your defensive, and you have to have your kicker that has to have a good day, your quarter. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's one of those things where you can't really say like I dragged the team there. Yes, you can have an exceptional thing, but every single piece of the puzzle or the piece of the is playing their significant role. So I often feel like it's one of the most team sports out there, or team games that you can play in sports. So that's why I want to, when you said that, it reminded me, like I said, I never knew the sport, and my dad's favorite movie is Remember the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
So when you spoke about the team atmosphere, left side, strong side, left side, strong side. And it just gives you chills. You're like, gosh, they're going to win now. Now you're rooting for them, So if you just remember like that moment, the Super Bowl day and halftime, I don't know what the score was. Were you guys losing or were you winning at that moment in time?
At halftime, we went into halftime ahead because James Harrison caught the interception before halftime. 106-yard, I believe, interception on the goal line. Yeah, we were getting ready to blitz, and Debo,
106-yard.
As a linebacker. It was the most insane play, once-in-a-lifetime player. He catches the ball in the end zone from Kurt Warner. Larry Fitzgerald, I don't know the other receiver. Breston was on the backside, but switch release, James Harrison picks the ball right in his breadbasket, and he's down the sideline like the Incredible Hulk. Just all brute strength, and then there's like elephants on parade. Everybody's just cleaning house. Larry jumps out of bounds. He comes back in. It's the coolest thing you ever seen. Sometimes they'll replay it on NFL films. It's one of the great plays. But it was cool to witness that play. I'm like, what is going on? Whoa. Yes. It was just everything all in the same manner. So, it was cool. It was just the experience alone. Yeah.
Did the coach say something different when you guys went into halftime, knowing that there was 2 quarters left, to try and instill a lot of less nerves, less pressure? Do you remember any of the words the coach said at that point in time?
No, I don't. But Coach Tomlin is not a man of many, many words in that regard. Coach Tomlin is a professional. He teaches men how to be men, period. Grown men. We handle our job. We do our job. We perform at a high level. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I do my job. That's the way it is. And so I don't know what the conversation was, but all I know, we were excited about James. James was out of breath. And we came back out second half. And ultimately, Ben, Big Ben. Ben.
Yeah,
Big Ben. That was, that's his team. He had just came off of the 2005 Super Bowl versus the Seattle Seahawks in Detroit at the Motor City Classic. Remember that? So they played the Seahawks 3 years prior. So now this is Ben's second run. And he's like, oh, yeah. New coach. He won that one under Bill Cowher. This time it's with Tomlin. And so Ben had a lot to do with it. You had Hines Ward. We had a lot of veterans. Casey Hampton. I can't even do a credit. Aaron Smith, Brett Kiesel, Larry Foote, James Ferrier, Max Starks, Santonio Holmes, Heath Miller, was our kicker, Jeff Reed. I love you, Jeff. Jeff was awesome. We just had a good group of guys. And as we all know, at least what I came to realize is that the good teams, the winning teams, they're super close outside of football. They take care of one another. They look out for one another. And so I was immediately baptized into this brotherhood, to this fraternity. Like, oh, this is the way that the NFL is. Every team is like this.
Oh, I love that.
Every team is like this. In my mind, you know what I mean? And if it's not, then it's my goal to get there and try to create that type of culture, because this is how I was forged. I come from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, it's a good thing because it sets the bar so high, but then you don't know any other better. So you're just assuming that every single team has got that level of standard, and like, that's where everything is as well.
Bingo.
So
100%. And you would see that, you know, no matter where you went, it was like, it doesn't care. In Pittsburgh, the mentality was, it doesn't matter what happens. We've already decided we've won the game. It's just a matter of us physically going out there to articulate it. But in our mind, we've played the game. We've won the game. It's a matter of us going out there and doing it. And that was our approach. And it would be funny because the game would be happening and the ball would bounce another way, and somehow our guy would get it. The oddest thing ever. That's why the ball is oblong, I guess. But the ball bounces weird in football. But it becomes cyclic. And like I said, it wasn't not only in Pittsburgh. That was also in Seattle. When I got to Seattle only to be surrounded by another group of great individuals. T.J. Husmanzada, Deion Grant, Matt Hasselbeck, Julius Jones, Lofa Tupu. So my entire football career, I've been around nothing but legends.
that's amazing.
And they've all mentored me. I've always been the youngest guy, so they just take me along. Lawyer Malloy, Marcus Dufont, Jordan Babineau, they would just grab me, pull me along, and kind of groom me. Hey, man, this is how we go about our business here in the NFL. So I've been really, really fortunate to have those relationships because it makes me who I am today.
Powerful. And then what's something in the life in the NFL that fans don't get to see or like fully understand?
You know what? It's funny you say that because we talk about this all the time. I think the audience, the fans, they don't really understand it. They're human. We're human. We have the same issues as, you know, normal families would have, but sometimes we're scrutinized a little bit more. You know what I mean? The case in point or the example I would like to use is just think about on the holidays. I tell families, I said, when you get around your family on holidays, you guys get around family, you get to eat, have a great time, maybe watch a sporting event. Guess what? That gentleman who's performing, he's not with his family.
Yeah.
You get to benefit from him performing on the holiday. It's not for him. He's performing. That's his job.
Like Thanksgiving,
Christmas, New Year's, New Year Day. These gentlemen, they're performing for their family, but you get the benefit. And so when guys get crucified by the media, you know, it hurts. I would say as athletes, we know we're kind of bred to have thicker skin, tougher skin, and kind of not be swayed by the media and just kind of stay in our own realm. But they're humans. They have feelings. We have to deal with the same issues that you have to, you know what I mean, as well. And so I think there'll be a little bit more empathy, more consideration, more compassion in that regard. It couldn't hurt. Why not, right?
But wouldn't you say then back then, obviously with the transformation of social media, especially over the last 10 years, has been super crazy where everyone's got access. People can hide behind the keyboard and start bullying. Whereas back then it wasn't as accessible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was around the... I mean, MySpace was just about dead.
I remember MySpace.
Oh, MySpace was something special. Yeah, the OGs remember MySpace. I remember that when you could put the status with the. I think you could put like a song, and people could.
Yeah.
Like,
you hook it up, write your little code in the background. It was a good time. MySpace.
The twins
was good.
weren't born then. Back then, it was the children.
You don't know about the MySpace, bro. You don't know. MySpace, Facebook, but you know what? You're right. I think the evolution of social media, how we're moving in general in society, everyone is moving towards this. I mean, of course, it's been opinionated news for years, but people now have a platform to say whatever they want without any checks and balances. So what you get is the Wild Wild West. Everybody's just firing shots. Whatever can stick, can stick. You know what I'm saying? Like we have, you know, a president who likes to say it, all press is good press. It don't matter what it is. So people are saying anything nowadays just to get some attention. It's true. Sometimes some of the bad stuff is going to stick too. So it's just unfortunate in that capacity that we're there. But when it's used in the right manner, social media can be good.
And speaking of presidents, I think I saw a picture with you in number 44.
Oh, you know it. The great Barack. Oh, it was a beautiful.
That's my uncle, by the way, you know. Yeah, he's my uncle. No.
Give me some of that.
Yeah, I did my family genealogy. I think it's about 200 cousins.
It doesn't matter, man. We all family.
Kenya, Africa.
We all family. I'm your brother too, brother.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, we all connected. That is
How was
awesome.
that experience? Because I think he was just inaugurated. I think 2009. He took office January 20th, 2009, and at that time, I think he went to the White House. So you could have been the first team that he had met after the one Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
We were the first team after he was inaugurated. He got there in November, and then or the elections in November that year. So
January 20th.
Well, January.
There. Yeah.
And then
You guys won February.
we went
right?
February. So after the Super Bowl, what a great experience. South Lawn, we did a community service project. I think we made upwards of like 85,000 care packages alongside wounded warriors, so men and women, former veteran or all veterans out there on the South Lawn, preparing packages for current and active military men. And we just did it like assembly line style. And President Barack Obama walked around and shook every single hand, took every single picture, answered every single question, and was not too cool for school, not too busy. Took the time to hang out with us. And
He still had black hair then as well,
Oh, but yeah, he was smooth like butter, man, back then. I got to show you some of the pictures back then. He wasn't stressed, man. He had waves, you know what I mean? He was seasick. So it was a cool experience. And that was, my second time ever going to the White House? I went back when I was in middle school to lay the wreath at the Arlington National Cemetery at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Wow.
So that was a cool experience. And who would have thought, years later, I would be back there
As Super
shaking
Bowl
hands
champion.
shaking hands with the president. So I've been fortunate in life, as I look back over things, the Creator's been good, no issues.
Love that so much. Now the exciting part that I want to talk about, as much as yes, you've gained so much experience and like life lessons from playing from the NFL, I'm very curious and also transitioning and finding out about this new chapter in your life from NFL player to NFL or football agent as well. Can you walk us through that transition? What made you decide that?
KJ, I think everybody wants to still be connected, right? Who doesn't want to still be connected? Like that for me was the ultimate deal. I wanted to still be connected to the game. It was such a big part of my life. It still is a big part of my life. My son played football. I constantly try to mentor and advocate for youth sports. And so this was my way of directly having an impact back on the game. I can just give the players all the information that I wish I knew I had when I was playing, but before it was given to me. You know what I mean? So now I can just literally say, hey, here's what may happen. Let's be proactive. Hey, that's what they can't do. Let's be proactive. Hey, here's your leverage in this position. Hey, let's work this. Or here's your rights. Let's exercise this option. And so for me, becoming an NFL agent was like, I'm finally in a position to give enough of myself and to give back enough knowledge where it can actually benefit the next person. It's time to go forward with this. Someone can use this and someone can be great with this. And they could be even greater, even faster. Because this is knowledge that I've acquired over a long period of time. I'm giving it to my players in a condensed version right now. Hey, let's go do it. And so that's the difference. That's the key. It's like, wow.
Which year was that when you did that, when you transitioned to that?
I became an agent 2 seasons ago.
Okay.
And so, and it's been great. I just said, you know what? Hey, this is my time. This is what I want to do. And I set out to do it. My own former agent, a gentleman by the name of Cameron Foster, out of Seattle area. Range Sports, former Foster, Kenny Easley Sports. But he was the one who kind of prompted me, hey, man, I think you'd be good at this profession. A former player. You have a wealth of knowledge. Why not impart that on young men? And I kind of took into consideration, pursued my passion as a fireman. That's what I wanted to do, post college and just be a family man. And then it kind of dawned on me, just kept scratching at me. Go back. And I went back and aced it with flying colors. And the rest has been, it's been great, KG. I've had nothing but pure bliss being able to talk to young men about playing a game of football.
And I think it also makes such a massive difference knowing that somebody actually played. Because sometimes the transition, or when people are trying to jump in the field, it's like those mentors that like, listen, go buy these amount of real estate, but the guy is bloody well renting a home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so obviously that's an extreme example I made, but somebody that's actually played the game and has been in the locker rooms, has witnessed the coaches, understands that it makes it way easier because like you can relate and you understand the steps, from start to finish as well. So I think it's easier because you not only a mentor but you can help somebody try and avoid something that you never got the chance to avoid by being that path to, help them get that right trajectory. So I think just getting people that have experienced that thing makes a big difference. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. I think immediately off the top, it's instant credibility. This gentleman has done exactly what I'm doing or trying to do. I should listen to them. And I give that same advice to the kids that I coach. Hey, stop taking advice from people who've done none of the things that you want to do. Go find someone who's done what you want to do and pick their brain. They will gladly and gracefully tell you everything. And so my job as an agent is to help my clients and educate them and their parents as well, whoever the wife, significant other, but on potential pitfalls that they may or may not encounter along this journey. And why allow you to step on a landmine when I know it's coming? Hey, you don't want to go there, kid. And so I can help navigate them. I can help say, hey, no, we want to go this way. Or you might want to do this. You might want to train here. And so it works. And again, having that credibility of being out on the field, it's a brother bond. You know what it is. Anytime you bleed, sweat, cry, go through some stuff with some guys, or in the same kind of arena, it's all love. It rubs off the second you see, like, okay, he's a player. He's not just an agent. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a guy who just went to school to get the books. No, I'm a football player. I walk the walk, I talk the talk. We talk X's and O's first, then we talk about business.
Boom.
Because at the end of the day, my job is to keep you on the field. So you got to know your X's and O's. It means you got to make sure you're a student of the game. You got to be making sure you're professional. Those are the small things. The other things on the back end, I can help you with as well. Okay, hey, you need this as far as compliance. Hey, you got these kind of tests come up, yada, yada. We can talk about that. But my goal is to make sure that you're ready mentally. Whereas there's times my agent couldn't talk to me about football at all. He just didn't play football.
Exactly.
I love Cameron Foster to death. He didn't physically play football. So what can he really offer me besides reactiveness, right? Hey, Roy, what happened? Or, hey, okay, oh, that happened? Okay, we should do this now. But I can offer it, hey, man, this week is big. Hey, man, you don't want to make the same mistake twice, right? That means you don't have that much retention. You can make a new mistake, 1,000 miles an hour, but not the same mistake. Coaches see that as not having retention, right? And so these are little nuances. Hey, you might want to do this. Hey, no seams, no posts. Hey, play it like this, or when you get in this. So we can have those little intimate talks that only player to player know, that an agent to player relationship, a true agent to player relationship, they wouldn't have. It's non-existent because there's a divide, there's a disconnect. You didn't actually physically experience what I'm going through.
Exactly.
You didn't. So you can't empathize truly with me. You don't know how traumatic it is. You can't really truly put yourselves in my shoe as a player if you've never really played.
Yeah.
And players hold on to that value. That is added value, right?
And I think that's where the conflict ends up occurring with a bunch of these sports analysts that have never touched a ball in their life, and then they're out there telling the players that you should do that, you should do that. And when the players end up reacting, they're like, well, it's my job to become a sports analyst. And I think that's where the divide comes in. It's like, listen, it's not the fact that you calling us out, it's the fact that you have never ever stepped foot in the field.
Yes.
And for you to try and just be so have such a massive voice and influence. That's the problem. It's not just the fact that they're saying, it's the fact that their voice is valued and validated so much at a higher rate where it's like, you've never played the sport.
Absolutely. And that's what you see now in society. Unfortunately, we've come to that point where, again, it's become opinionated. And so the more we can rid that space of the subjectivity, so to speak, hey, man, just go get an expert. Right? I've yet to see a woman play professional football. I've yet to see it. I mean, and there's no disrespect to the women analysts out there. They do a great job. But a woman would be pretty hard-pressed to try to tell an NFL player what to do. The NFL player's going to look at her and be like, that's cool. Right? Like, well, what are we talking about here, ma'am? It's not even a question. I'm not even entertaining that, right? So we're at that point now where you're seeing a lot of online gurus, a lot of technicians, a lot of specialists, a lot of people who are trying to impart knowledge on things that they may or may not have value or a wealth of knowledge behind, but you can sell it. And so I think having that true authenticity, having that core that I can lean back on, hey, man, I'm a player's player. I'm an NFL lifetime PA member. Like, I'm a player's player. I stay connected. I work well within the NFL PA community out here in Phoenix. We have a great chapter. We have men and women alongside of me, even in I'm in the fire department as well. So my life it's all centered around the brotherhood. I'm the eldest brother of all my brothers. 6 of us. I'm the eldest of 6. So I've always been a team player. So for me, it's just from one team to the next. I just keep going. You know what I mean? So it's cool. I enjoy it. I thoroughly do.
And I want to know, obviously, one of the best parts of when we spoke about the agents and everything we spoke about, how do you end up balancing, obviously, being a fierce negotiator for your clients and also trying to balance that with being a mentor and an older brother and figure as well?
Well, I think we wear many hats, right? I mean, so not only am I technically the contract advisor or the agent, but I'm also a friend. I'm a confidant. I'm a brother. I may have been a teammate, right? If we're on the same team, we're on a teammate, right? They may come to me for guidance or counseling or sound counsel, maybe on a personal situation. So my job is to almost be like a risk management. I want my players to know, and I want my players' families to know that, what, they're in good hands. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that they stay in good hands. They're important to me. I want to know about your family. I want to know the things that you guys are into. That's important to me, right? That's a value to me. You're more than just a client. You're my brother. You're doing exactly what I used to do. And I hope that lineage continues to pass on. I hope I can pass it on to my son and he can pass it on to his son, because then you really, truly see the impact you can have by trying to get it done the right way.
I love that so much. And in your opinion, then, what's one story that you could say perfectly captures the grind of being an agent right now?
One story?
Because it is a grind.
Oh my gosh, it's a grind. Phone calls, traveling, like just a story. I would say without using names,
yeah.
But you'll run into some crazy scenarios. You get some crazy requests sometimes, and then some players will just do some silly stuff too. So I think some of the silly stuff is a lot more funnier. You're like, wait, you did what? Why? How did you get yourself in the way? What? Show me. Send me the picture, bro. Whoa, you did. That's crazy. So that kind of stuff I think that's what makes me do it. I'm like, all you gotta do is to play football, kid. Like, what are you doing right now? So, because it's a learning curve, right? These young men are learning to assimilate into the real world. This is a real job. It's no longer just, football running around. And now with the NIL deal, the NIL space, which we can allude to and talk about later, these kids are now coming into the professional ranks.
Yeah.
Some of them are already millionaires. For sure, 100,000 without a doubt. Kids are walking into the NFL with more than $500,000 in their bank accounts right now, and maybe not the financial literacy to manage it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get pleasure, heckling them when they do silly stuff, just like poking them, teasing them, like, oh, that's a rookie mistake. You know what I mean? Because you have rookie games within any ranks. Me being a rookie agent, there's a learning curve that I got to learn certain things, how we go about certain business. When I was a rookie in the NFL, there was a certain way we went about things. You know what I mean? When I was a rookie in the fire department or a booter, we went about things a certain way. So I think in general, life is about being a rookie over and over again. You want to put yourself into something new, you got to be a rookie all over again and learn. And you want to pivot and change and do something else, got to become a rookie again. So,
no, I love that.
Yeah.
It reminded me of a story when you said those are the things that make your, the job so amazing as well. I don't know how much you follow European soccer.
I like European soccer.
Do you know Jose Mourinho?
I don't know him, but I love soccer.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with it because I can't do it.
No, he's one of the most profound managers in Europe. He's from Portugal. He's coached Chelsea. He's broken almost all the records as well. And they asked him, what's one of the craziest stories that you've ever experienced? The crazy ones that make the best experiences? Because just to summarize the story, there was a striker he had, Mario Balotelli, and
that's my guy with the gold mohawk from Italy. Balotelli.
Okay, that's the guy. So
I like him.
So yes, he's saying this. He's like, I tell you right now, if you hear the story about Balotelli, you're gonna think it's crazy. So he starts talking and said, listen, Balotelli's got a very big personality.
Yes.
But he's very hardworking.
Yes.
So they go to this one team in Italy, and like right now, he's got no other strikers. Balotelli received a yellow card. You know, obviously in soccer, the rules are there's one yellow card. If you receive another yellow card, you get a red card, then you're out.
Right.
So he said, Balotelli got a yellow card, and then it's half time. You only get 15 minutes. He spends 14 minutes not talking to the team, putting Balotelli aside. Listen, Balotelli, I have no striker. Balotelli, this player's injured. I need you. Balotelli, if anything happens, just move your leg. Don't kick him. Don't do anything. All right? Do you understand the assignment? Balotelli's like, yes, coach. All right? So then he spends 1 minute, like, let everyone know, hey, listen, we're going to play, blah, blah, blah. He goes outside. First minute, Balotelli, red card.
Waste the whole halftime. Thank you, Mario.
And he said after them, he's never laughed so hard at the thing because, like, you know, sometimes people just do what they're going to do.
What they're gonna do.
So I had to share that with, you know,
That's
with you.
funny to me, dude, because I could see Balotelli and his personality like this the whole time. Coach is looking at him. He's like, yes, coach. Yes, coach. Look. Yes, coach. He's just going over his head. And as soon as the whistle blows, he runs out there and just kicks the dude.
Kicks the guy.
And the coach is like, really, bro? I just talked to you for 15 minutes. Man.
And he laughed so hard because you don't ever see Jose, like, sometimes he's very chilled, but he's like, at that point, nothing you can do. You know, he had to laugh it off.
You got
you know?
to, man.
So
that's a good story. I like stories like that because you see the personality, like, dude, that's actually funny. I could see him doing that. So I'm happy you named his name because that was like the only reason I would play FIFA because I wanted to play with Balotelli.
He's a good striker.
He's
you know, you just press the old button, you can just shoot all laces.
Rockets, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there like Beckham.
Now, he's killed my team a few times because I'm Man United. He was Man City. So they beat us 6-1 with the whole why me kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah.
That is on my bucket list to go to a Premier League game or to go to a European soccer game. I like Bayern Munich. I like Lewandowski. You know what I mean? I like some of the older players when I was growing up watching. But I grew up watching, of course, the LA Galaxy, just Kobe Jones.
I mean, Zlatan was there. Landon Donovan.
Landon Donovan in Seattle was good. I got a chance to watch him.
Yeah.
We got a chance to check those guys out. Eddie Johnson, got a chance to watch him when he was younger.
And then next year's the World Cup as well. So, like, yeah, we'll see what happens. But right now, the Team USA needs to get a little better because they've been losing every damn game. Every time I watch them, I'm like, let's watch these guys.
They look bad, bro.
Got to put LeBron in that team or something.
Bro, I'm sure it's a LeBron James of soccer somewhere. What happened to Freddie Adu, man? Where my man Freddie at? Where little Freddie go? It's one of us out there. There's a LeBron of soccer out there.
There is, yeah.
He's somewhere that he's yet to be found, but he's
probably
there.
Christian Pulisic, just one guy that plays in Europe, AC Milan. So, yeah.
Okay. Him. I like him.
I had another, I was very curious. You know, I'm always like fascinated because especially with your role right now being an agent, what are some of the things that you prepare the younger people that are jumping in the NFL, because those are the ones sometimes that lack a lot of mentorship? What are some of the stuff that you can teach them that nobody warns them about?
Very good question. Of course, the financial pitfalls. I think that is the first thing that needs to be addressed. Understand you're getting ready to come into your financial prime, kid, in your 20s. Most adults don't come into their financial prime until their late 40s, 50s, right? So you're going to get ready to make more money than your parents and your family has ever accounted for right now, instantly. That can be overwhelming. What do you do? How do you go about it? How do you manage it? Do you splurge? Do you save? Do you still want to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but understanding how to have that balance, how to navigate that space, I think that's of grave importance. There wasn't many, I guess I wouldn't say programs or resources. I mean, they would talk to you, right? Back then during that CBA and in the 2012 CBA, and now we're in the 2020 to 2030 CBA. But we've done a better job. The NFL Trust has come in as a liaison between the NFL Players Union and the NFL to basically orchestrate and help players not only transition, but understand what resources they have available at all times, from a financial standpoint to an emotional standpoint, spiritual standpoint, all the way down to a family health and wellness standpoint. So there's tons and tons of resources. We're at a time now where for NFL players to be doing bad, as people say, quote unquote, that's a choice because we have the resources now. We have the trust. We have the player benefits. We have the NFLPA. We have the former players. We have the professional athletes outreach. We have FCA. We have every single thing under the sun that is dedicated to helping men either transition in or transition out or sustain and maintain throughout their entire NFL career. So the days of we don't have the help, It's long gone. Now it's a matter of we need to start using it. We need to make it more available, more known. We need to blast it more. And I think they do a good job of getting it out there. But there's always just that small portion of the individual that may not know about the information. But yeah.
Oh, but are they let known, like when they join in the thing, or is it the agent's responsibility to let
It's
them know?
not the agent's responsibility.
Okay.
I mean, I do that just naturally, but the players are now starting to understand this. That's why I'm talking about the resources. The resources reach out. They come physically to the team's locker rooms, physically to the team's multi-purpose rooms, meeting rooms, and have seminars and say, hey, here's what we have available. Here's a resource not available to you and your family, to your wife, the Healthy Baby Program, the prenatal care, any and everything. Here's what we offer. So there's things that I like to offer them as a former player, but we're so resource rich now that there isn't an excuse anymore on why our players should be making bad decisions. We have every resource possible now. And again, there's a human component. We get that. But the NFL is doing a great job as far as taking care of young men post and, like I said, transitioning. But again, the financial literacy portion of it is probably the most paramount, because that is the kicker. You seen the shows, what broke, right? The NFL, the 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I think, that is the scary factor. And especially now with the NIL. The NIL is just the wild, wild west. There's not much regulation with the NIL. I mean, there's starting to be more, but they just had a new settlement. Of course, you probably heard about that, with the $2.8 billion settlement with the NCAA versus the House, meaning now all former college players beginning yesterday, July 1, that they could, today, July 1?
Today. Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Today. Former players from 2016 to 2024 can be paid. They can be back paid for their time and their service. And moving forward, the $22 million, that could be allotted for each team they could take a part of, not in addition to whatever collectives that universities have that lay on the outside that want to contribute. So there's a lot of big money to be made. So again, the financial literacy component is huge. It's huge. Tell a kid who's going from eating top ramen to, hey, he can eat at the top of the building now. How do they handle that?
Yeah.
You're eating top tier now, everything, And so that is what I think really weighs on my mind most of the time when it comes to these players. Hey, manage your money.
Yeah.
Because we've all seen it happen before. The same way you have a lot, the same way it can be gone.
Yeah, it's true. Because, I mean, when you get accustomed to swiping, right now, like, I swipe so much, I just swipe with the spirit. I just close my eyes, hoping it doesn't decline. You know what I'm saying?
Some people don't even swipe. Like, I use my watch.
Yeah.
I don't even take my wallet out. I just tap my watch and just, bloop.
I named my car Jesus Take the Wheel. I just go by the
Oh,
spirit.
my Lanta. Look at that bank statement from Jesus Take the Wheel. Jesus Take the Wheel. He's active today. Oh, my God.
If it declines,
I love it. Yeah. Jesus Take the Wheel if it declines. You know what to do. When you see my man Jesus got me. I'm weak.
Oh, man, that's funny.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Look at the Skittles. Is that a tribute to Marshawn? Hey, yo, Beast Mode.
No, I saw them.
You see these right here, man. Hey, man, put the camera on them right there. You see the Beast Mode? Put your leg up. Show me your leg. I know you athletic. Look at that. Look at that. That man got on some Skittles.
No, I saw them and I was like, I didn't even hesitate when I ended up like seeing them. Like, I gotta get those Skittle socks,
Got to.
Yeah, nah, they just stood out. I want to know. I've always been so curious, and also one of the things I did love so much about you, I could tell that you've always had a student mentality. Like, you always looked for mentors when you were playing in football. Yes. When you were jumping there, you surround yourself with the Hall of Famers, just the great people as well. My question with that. Was there a mentor in this NFL agent route that you've had that has done it before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's my agent. My actual former agent.
Okay.
Both of my agents. Actually, I just spoke to my first agent yesterday and then my former agent, my most recent one.
And why is mentorship important? Just a follow-up after you asked that.
Well, yeah, I'll name him first. It's Jason Dillard, or JD. And then he's out of Sacramento. That was my very first agent. It's my agent I took to the Super Bowl with me. Him and my dad were in the end zone, hanging out and Snoop-a-loop, hanging out, having a good time. And then my other agent, Cameron Foster. Those two gentlemen were a wealth of knowledge. Cameron even more so. This past draft was Cameron Foster's 35th draft. 35th draft. He's been doing it for a long time. Another gentleman that I have that's a mentor of mine, Steve Weinberg. This was his 40th or 41st draft. I think he was the first certified NFL PA agent when they started certifying agents, I think back in like 1984 or something like that.
Crazy.
So it's good to have gentlemen like that you can pick their brain. They can give you little nuances about the business. They can tell you who you need to call, right? If you're a new agent, okay, cool. I like to represent you, KG. All right, well, call somebody. Well, who do I call? Well, what do I look in the Rolodex, in the directory? Who am I looking for? Is it the player personnel? Is it the director? Is it the scout? Is it the yada, yada, right? So having mentors, they can help you kind of skip steps. No, hey, bro, here's the contact for this guy. Let me talk to this guy. Oh, hey, I got a great relationship with so-and-so. Maybe you should have right on. So they're the mentors that I've always surrounded myself with in life have always been gentlemen who've done exactly what I'm trying to do. And it's not that I'm seeking them. It's just somehow, some way, they always seem to fall right into my lap because the universe don't miss. And I'll just happen to rub shoulders with them, and next thing you know, it's a conversation, and cool, I'm into a whole nother trajectory, whole nother litany of opportunities open up.
That's
and I'll take advantage of them.
Now, I mean, where do you also identify the talent that, because I've watched All American and I love the series and stuff, but then I always realize there's always some of these underprivileged, schools or like high schools before they go to college, whatever it may be, where you could get this potential talent that nobody can discover. Like, what are the tools or you use, or how do you discover this talent?
Well, I think there's talent everywhere. You know what I mean? Nowadays with the internet, you can have access and accessibility to talent any and everywhere across the globe. Kids are uploading their highlight tapes, their plays, in rapid time, literally. It happens, it's out on the internet, sometimes live. And so, I use every tool possible. Social media, you can tap into warm referrals, family members, clients. Hey, man, my buddy like what you do for me. Hey, man, I think you should. Okay, cool, man. But this business is built off of relationships. I'm a bridge builder. My entire life, I've been a bridge builder. I build bridges with the intent to keep the bridge, because you never know who behind you may need to cross that bridge. You never know, you might need to go back across that bridge. Somebody who came before you may want to, hey, Roy, remember that bridge? Oh, it's right there. You may transition him into another direction. So I'm a bridge builder, and that's all I can do. And so all my mentors are the same way. We build bridges with one another. We build bridges throughout our community, with the goal is to each one reach one, each one teach one, right? And we lift as we climb. One come up, we pull the next one up. Hey, young man, this is how I did it. This is how we go about the business. And so that holds dear to me. So I love my mentors. Unfortunately, it's funny, I won't say unfortunate, I had to learn that I was a natural mentor. Sometimes you don't want to accept what you really are, you know what I mean? You want to do what everybody else do. And
it goes back to calling again, what we were talking about earlier.
Calling, right? Sometimes I had to realize, like, I can't just do everything. I got to be a mentor. And people keep coming to me for advice. I'm like, whoa, why you keep asking me? I want to, you know what I mean? But once I accepted that and understood that and grew into that, it just catapulted me, because it's like, I don't know, my mentors that I speak with, they impart knowledge on me. And then by the time I talk to someone who wants to speak to me, it's like their words just flow right through me too. You know what I mean? So each one is reaching one. It's a cool dichotomy. It's the craziest thing ever, man. I'm like, right on. So I enjoy being a mentor, a father figure, a teammate, an agent. I can wear any cap you need me to wear. That's exactly what I'm here for.
No, that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
What goes on? I know you've done it for 2 seasons and you still have so much experience in it, but what goes on in like contract negotiations, because
it's really boring. Just so you know, it's boring. It's not as exciting as people think it's not. Like, But Joe
out of sort of one of those, like the manager picks up the thing. Nah, I said I want to give him that amount. No, I give him that amount. It's like throw something in the air up.
Yeah.
Is it like that intense, or is it just like?
No, I mean there can be some heated moments. I would assume, for some contracts and certain players. But yes, it's business. It's legality. It's legalese. It's contractual jargon that you're well versed on knowing and that you're conditioned to look for, and then you go forth and. You set together a plan, you understand, you make sure that your client understands what that game plan is, that the team is on board as well, and then the offer is made, and vice versa, But there's certain times there's things that don't need to be explained. We already know, like, okay, this must be included. Like, these are certain incentives that may or may not need to be included based off the player, the team, the situation. And so, I mean, you learn those things along the way. You know?
And who has most of the say? Is it like the player or is it the agent? Because sometimes I feel like agents have got so much influence that we don't fully understand. Like, or is it both parties that come to an agreement before then?
So ultimately, I would say this. Ultimately, the player has the leverage. The agent is just a liaison between the player and the team. Have you noticed in recent years, if a player has enough status, he can represent himself. Look at Richard Sherman. I love Sherman. It's my dog. Wayne Sherman. Love you, boy. Yeah, he represents himself. Why not? He has the wherewithal. He has the knowledge too. He's a Stanford grad. He understands the business. Yes, I can represent myself because I'm not going to get myself into anything crazy. And if I do, guess what? I can easily always call the NFLPA and say, hey, would you mind looking over this contract for me? They will comb through the contract with a fine-tooth comb to make sure there's no inconsistencies, any discrepancies, make sure there's no any misrepresentations, and then send it back. And so that's the business side of it, you know what I mean? So I don't think that people really understand business is business, and it will be conducted like business. You don't see big business people arguing and yelling and screaming. Nah. We're going to sit down. We're going to pass an envelope across the table. You open it up, you look at it. Boy, some whispers and you know what I mean? That's sometimes it's how it is. And then sometimes as you come in there, it's there. It's time.
The reason I asked that, because I love sports so much. I think I've shared so many different stuff, but I always follow. It's crazy. Like when I do so much, I travel, but like what brings a lot of like a bit more calming down. Because as much as I do my podcasting stuff, I research my the guests that I do. I make it very personal questions. Whenever I finish here, I listen to like just sports stuff. Like I'll listen to like a soccer thing, and it's like, oh, the agent should have negotiated that or that. The reason I'm bringing that up. The Dennis Schroeder situation. I don't know if you remember what happened between them.
What happened with the Hooper? Yeah, with the gold patch. I like him.
Yeah. Same thing from Germany. But what happened in this scenario, I think the Lakers, I'm just paraphrasing here, they had a contract on the table for him, but they were trying to be a little bit more greedy where they said they could get more, they could get more. I can't remember what the figure was. Could have been 60 million or something like that, in like a 4-year extension. And then it just went off the table. And I think he ended up settling for the Celtics for like a $6 million.
I remember that for one season.
Yes. And so it was blamed at the time on the agent. I think there was a conflict of interest, or like there was a misunderstanding between player and agent. But from someone that was almost guaranteed, it could have been 60, 70, or 80. I can't remember what it was, but it was a 4-5 year contract. Yeah. And so that's why I asked that, because I've always been curious. I'm like, wow, like if he's blaming the agent's like, no, it's like there's a bit of disparity or misunderstanding or some conflict there. So I'm like, gosh, that's when I realized like agents, yes, as much as the liaison, like they still play a big role.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think there are some cases where agents will mismanage clients. They will mismanage situations. That comes with the territory, right? There's not a right or wrong answer. It's just if the situation works, we can make it work. If it can't, then both parties have to kind of agree to disagree until a deal gets done. That's why you see so many players hold out. So often during training camp, you see players say, well, I'm not going to do this. Because it's just a matter of, hey, you're not willing to work with me and get this compromise. We're trying to be made whole. The whole goal is to be made whole, to get a contract so guys can go out there and play football. But sometimes the number game, and by number game, I mean this game, will hold up and tie up things. You know what I mean? And so you'll see players almost advocate for themselves. And it's not that the agent can't, but ultimately the player holds the weight. Because if the player's not happy, then the team's not going to be happy. And if he's an integral part of the team, then that means the fan's not going to be happy. And as an owner, if the fan's not happy, like during the lockout when fans started to retract their season tickets because, you guys going to lock our players out of their locker rooms, then we ain't coming to the games then.
Again, this goes back again to the fact that you've been a player and you understand the game. I
understand the game. So I understand that. You keep the masses happy. Keep the masses happy. As I always tell my players, the fans are here to see you. They're not here to see the agent. They're not here to see me anymore. They're not here to see the owner. They're here to see you. You guys make this ship go. Understand the buying power of the players. You have power. You have leverage. You can make this thing go. And now we're at a point where we're more than 50% of the revenue share. Players are getting compensated well. NIL is great. Benefits are great. We've reduced so many, I would say, statute of limitations as far as getting guys vested and what the benefits that they do accrue. So yeah, we're moving in the right direction. Pretty soon it should be the NFL. Lord willing, we want to get to how the NBA and MLB fully guaranteed. You know what I mean? Where you're protected. That's the goal, is to have guys protected. We want guys protected all the time, not just some of the time. We want him, he signs the dotted line, he's protected. Him and his family is protected right now. Not backloaded in the hope that he make it to year 5 so we can give him the big lump sum. No. Take care of him now. You know what I mean? Because you see baseball players, they play for a long time. They're happy, they just doing their thing because the money's good. Football players, we scrapping sometimes. Sometimes it's a dogfight. You know what I mean? It's a dogfight within amongst teams just to be able to fit all the good players on a roster and to financially accommodate them properly. It's like, man, I know I got a superstar here, a superstar here. I can't pay all of them. I don't want to let so-and-so go, but I have to because I got to pay KG. I have to pay. He's my guy. He's my guy too, but so it becomes that, you know what I mean? So, and then sometimes you'll get players who will take that sacrifice as well, right? That's on the player. Hey man, you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of money to win. I'm willing to sacrifice. Look, I got money. I don't need the accolades. I want to win. The winning is why we play the game. There's not one player who ever say, I'm just playing for the money. Okay, you won't be playing for long. You won't be playing for long because it'll seep through. Dudes out here, it'll be like blood in the water. Dudes like, man, you don't care. You don't care about it. He's just out here. We don't like that. I don't know how else to say it. We don't like that. But we don't get down like, you know what I mean? We're here for the game, for the love of the game. Most players would play the game for free if we could, you know, but
because people just love it, you know.
Same way you probably play soccer. You play football on the pitch.
Thank you for saying football. You know,
I got you. You know, I got some mates. I got some blokes. You know?
Now we'll go to England. So I was talking to them about it. We're gonna try and go catch a game Premier League one of these times. So
I want to go.
Let's do
Invite
it.
Me.
Let's
Please.
do it. Let's
I want to sing some "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles." I want to start
sending you reels of all these chants as well. That we can
stuff,
prepare you. They're hooligans out there.
You know, Ocho
but they
Cinco,
love it so much.
Ocho Cinco loves soccer.
Yeah, no.
Ocho is
it's a religion down there. You know,
he's soccer god. So,
yeah,
it's a cool thing.
No, sports just unifies people. You know,
It
whenever
really
I'm
does.
depressed, I watch sports. That's my therapy right there.
Yeah.
But sometimes they bloody lose. I'm like, Luca, shoot the damn ball.
Come on, Luca, shoot the jet. No, I agree. It's an outlet. It's therapeutic. You know, for me, it's just always been like my sanctuary, man. No matter what, I keep cleats in my car. My friends know I don't want to give it up. I keep cleats in my car. I keep 2 pairs too, just in case somebody feeling froggy. They still want to race and get down. But yeah, it's just a part of me. It's a part of my fabric, man.
Love that.
And I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy what it's given me, the lifestyle it's given me. I enjoy what it's allowed me to see, the people it's allowed me to touch. I've used football as a vehicle to literally put my feet on different continents that I only read about when I was in elementary, middle school, high school, and college.
Powerful.
Literally.
So I always ask this question. It's my concluding question because
Dun, 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 dun.
he's like, we haven't even started the question.
We haven't even started.
Left 2
No,
more hours.
Let's keep going. We can talk all day about this. And I can come back and chill out and maybe bring some people too, man.
I
Who knows?
appreciate that. Thank you
Cool.
so much.
Got a nice little honey hole set up over here. I like it.
You know, because of the podcast, I've always loved the term winning. And I think every time I've interviewed people, they always have a different perspective to what the actual term means. For Roy Lewis, what does the term winning mean for you?
Hound. To hound your adversary. That means anything. It could be a life problem. It could be a stress problem. It could be a competitor. But you hound your adversary, your opponent, unmercifully until they know and understand that you're physically, mentally, emotionally stronger. You just hound, and you just kept poking. You keep poking. That's it. It's an undying will to be successful. That's what winning is. It's habitual. It's what you think. It's how you act. It's how you carry yourself. It's everything. It's winning. That's it. It's not that I even hate losing. I just love winning because winners love to win. Winning is a way of life. you install that. You download that code. And then you polish it by success. By every little success you get, you polishing it. You're just shining it up. And you look at it like, oh, nice. And then now you protect it. You protect that energy. You protect that mindset. You give it away to the ones that you need. You sprinkle it on them so that they can come in, but you protect it because that is your fire. That's my aura. Winning. Everything I touch, I win. Period. No matter what it is. I don't even have to know about it, but my mindset is so open to winning that I'm willing to learn whatever it is I have to learn in order to be successful at it. That's winning. You know?
Powerful.
Winners do what losers refuse to. That's being open to learning a new skill, reading a new book, hearing from a new author, whatever it is. You're open. The moment you cut yourself off from learning, you start dying. Learning is winning. The more you learn, the more you earn, the more you win. I'm winning at life. It don't matter how small, how minute, how micro it is, how macro it is. If it's something new that you learn, that's winning. You won today.
If I
Keep stacking the wins.
I said if I could, I'd just drop the mic down and just hit the podcast right there and then. That was absolute poetic. You're the modern day Shakespeare as well.
Well, my teacher would be very impressed. Yes, you hear that, Mrs. Bernstein? She said I was going to be a Renaissance man back in 8th grade. I didn't know what that means, but yes, I know what it means now. But no, seriously, man, it's just like what you're doing. The code to winning. This is winning. I don't think you understand. This is winning. This is powerful. This is added value, right? To want to be able to delve deep into other people's career paths and say, hey, man, teach me about what you do. Here's what I like to do. I like to figure out what you like to do. Cool. And it serves a purpose because every time you interview someone, you tap more nuggets into your aura. Your code to winning is, you got to roll it up. Okay, NFL player, so professional athletes, yeah, you got all this.
I'm getting a tumor for all the memory.
Bro, you can just, sharing, and you can tap into that winning. So when you come across somebody who may need a little bit of that information in your part, you just sprinkle a little bit on them, a little winning on them. There you go. Let me take you with this jewel, bro, that I learned from this. Bingo. That's the code to winning.
I love that. Roy, if you could let our viewers know over there where they could get a hold of you, maybe follow you and
just call me on my phone. My number is
3059.
What's the new song that Drake got?
I don't
Baby
know.
Girl. That's the song.
I just saw him running yesterday and stuff like that.
Pop open a Nokia phone. I think that's what it's Nokia.
Oh, it is Nokia. Because it was, it was, yeah.
Girl, I don't know the word, girl. I like it. For the whole world. But no, I'm just normal social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even though I'm not really that active. I will use my Instagram, but I'm really old school. But I am going to tap back into my platforms, just so you know. Let me get my IG, get it going, the code to winning.
Perfect.
KG's going to teach me how to rock it right.
Let's go. The code to winning insights you need today to seize the world tomorrow. Your man, my man, your guy, Roy Lewis. Thank you very much, boss.
Appreciate you, brother. One love, my friend. You know.